Hi, this is Farhan and welcome back to another video. Since this Ripple lawsuit started back in December of last year, a lot of people, especially at the beginning, the Ripple and XRP community, were saying that, hey, this should not even happen. This does not make any sense that the SEC will go after Ripple and say that, hey, XRP is a security. And then as we move forward in this lawsuit, a lot of legal experts, they came in and said that, hey, the entire Ripple lawsuit does not really make sense. And then as time moved forward, a lot of people, especially in the Ripple and XRP community, they found a lot of very interesting things, and also a lot of media publications. These are red flags that have been raised that kind of goes to show some of the corruption that has actually happened within the SEC and the reason why they have really gone after Ripple. In fact, I talked about it in detail in my previous video. I will link it in the description box below. And today it seems that we have even more evidence of this, as SEC has deleted some very important documents, and thankfully to the Ripple lawyers, they actually found out about that. So in today's video we will be talking about this, and the entire lawsuit like reeks of corruption, and it just does not make sense that the SEC went after Ripple and XRP. And also we'll be talking about this new price target of $3.3 for XRP. If that does happen, it would be pretty good. But is that going to happen? We will look at it in today's video. But before going on to those details, let's take a quick look at the price of XRP. The price of XRP did experience a drop today. We saw a decrease of around 7% compared to yesterday, and at the time it is trading at $1.11, but still an increase of 20% compared to a week ago. So the price of XRP is still doing good compared to the week. Now if you're looking at the summary for the daily position, it stands at a strong buy, and the RSI is also at a buy position. For a couple of days, the RSI stood at an overbought. It stood at a sell position, but now it has shifted back into that buy position. And for the weekly chart, the summary stands at a strong buy, and the important RSI, it also stands at a buy position. And for the monthly chart, we see the summary, it is at a strong buy, moving average at a buy, and technical indicators at a strong buy, and the RSI, it is also at a buy position. So the overall look for XRP, it does look pretty good, especially comparing it to the past couple of weeks. The price of XRP has experienced massive gains by increasing more than 100%. So especially for those folks who did buy XRP at the end of July, well, congratulations to you, because you already have doubled your investment. Now talking about the future, we have this analyst who's coming out and saying that now the new price target, and it seems that the price of XRP might actually touch $3.3. Now moving further, we have FXStreet. They are coming out, their analysts are coming out and saying that the price of XRP is going to touch $3.3, and they have based this on three things. The first one being it reaching very critical, breaking these resistance levels, and then talking about how the unique addresses for XRP has increased quite a lot, especially in the last week or so. Towards the start of July, we saw the number of unique addresses for XRP decline quite a lot, but since then it has picked up quite significantly. But probably the most interesting reason they put it as the lack of clarity or definition may be the key. They put this as, hey, because of they're basically talking about the Ripple lawsuit here and saying that, hey, they're believing, their analysts are believing that Ripple is going to win this lawsuit. They based on the most important thing that I've been talking about for quite some time, and that is the fair notice defense. As they put it, the Digital Asset Market Structure and Investor Protection Act notes that the current digital asset market structure and regulatory framework is ambiguous and dangerous for investors and consumers. It substantiates that Ripple's claims that due to lack of clarity within the digital asset space, it never received a timely notice that XRP could be classified as a security. And they're basically summarizing the whole lack of fair notice. And that is, as I have talked in so many of my videos, that is that smoking gun that Ripple currently has, and that is the major point which a Ripple can use to win this entire lawsuit if we actually go to trial summary judgment. So really interesting to see how FXStreet they put out and say that XRP is going to be touching. Now, although they did not really give a time frame on when this might happen, but they do expect it to happen within this year. So it is very interesting to see that major organization like this, they are saying XRP is going to be touching almost its all-time high price point. Now let's talk about an extremely important thing, and that is this I think it would be fair to say some kind of corruption within the SEC, especially related to this Ripple lawsuit. And thankfully the good lawyers at Ripple, they managed to discover some of this. In fact, we have been talking about this for many months, and recently, just today, we got to know that the SEC deleted some very important documents, and this comes from the William Hinman deposition. In that, we got to know that the SEC deleted some important documents. Now, I might not be a legal expert here, but I think that is definitely a wrong thing to do. Now, in this deposition, we got to know, and this was talked by the Ripple lawyer. It says a review of the metadata, if you look to, depends how you present it, but if you go to the second document, it says on some margin it is deleted by Michael Seaman. This is the William Hinman deposition, and they're talking and they're asking these questions from William Hinman. And for those of you who don't know, he is a pretty important person, and his speech back in June of 2018 regarding Ether being a non-security, and this was entirely related to that. So this entire asking documents is on the speech. It is related to some very important documents related to that speech that were actually deleted. They were not given to Ripple. So this is, I don't know what exactly to say beside calling it corruption. And I would have to say that my subscribers, especially, I see a lot of people in the comment section who have been saying that, hey, look, and this was not recently, but for many months, they have been saying that, hey, the SEC is acting very corrupt, it is doing this very shady things, and now we are starting to know about this. And thankfully, the Ripple lawyers, they did manage to find this out. This entire SEC corruption has become so obvious, especially related to William Hinman, former SEC chairman Jay Clayton, that a government watchdog group, Empower.us, I talked about in my yesterday's video, they put out a Freedom of Information Act, basically asking how did they come to conclusion that XRP is a security, while at the same time saying that Ether and Bitcoin are non-securities, and what was the entire thought process. And there have been some shady dealings behind this, and for those of you interested, I'll be linking that video in the description box below. But thankfully, we are starting to know more about it, and there are government watchdog groups which are basically asking for this kind of very important information, and this is going to be very beneficial for this entire Ripple lawsuit. Today we also got this letter from the SEC to Judge Ned Burns. This is related to the deliberative process privilege. Basically, this to put in simple terms, it kind of makes the high-ranking government officials immune from certain depositions, and Ripple wants to get access to these very important documents, which obviously the SEC is not giving. And in their defense, in SEC's defense, they said the court should not override that privilege and punish frank governmental deliberations, particularly where the internal pre-decisional deliberative material defendants seek, which they never saw or knew about, is not relevant to any claim or defense. Simply saying that, hey, the frank discussions they might have had, the Ripple attorneys and the general public does not need to know about this. Again, SEC is really, they're doing everything in their power to win this, and obviously Ripple is not really letting go of. And if you guys have been following this lawsuit, and initially we might have thought that, hey, SEC had a very strong chance that they were going to win. In fact, from the history, if you're looking at it, they have been winning. But this Ripple lawsuit might be in fact their first defeat. Again, this is, I would say, a bit too early to say. Let's see how this entire thing moves forward. Well guys, that was the video for today. Let me know what are your thoughts in the comment section below. I love reading all your comments, and especially I do make, and if you guys have certain questions, I do answer quite a bit of them in my video. So do drop a comment if you do, drop a question if you have any questions. And for those of you who are new to my channel, I would highly appreciate if you can subscribe, or if you don't want to subscribe, at least give this video a like so the YouTube algorithm recommends you my content in the future. And as always, thank you for watching this, and I will see you next time.